we got the Miami Dolphins versus Arizona Cardinals, which has suddenly become one of the more interesting games of the week. I wouldn't say it was the most interesting game because I love that Seattle Buffalo game, but look, Miami makes the move to Tua Tagovailoa, and Arizona, coming off the bye week, people forget about them, but they did give the Seattle Seahawks their only loss of the season. Defense getting a lot better in Arizona. Let me say this: Miami, they didn't have to. That Miami defense won the game for Miami, and they won it pretty early, so we didn't have to see Tua really sling it. And the Rams defense is a little bit underrated, so that was a tough first matchup for a defense, but dude, Tua didn't really impress me. I'll let you run with that, David. Let me hit you with projections, though. I do have Tua projected well against the Arizona Cardinals defense, but last week I feel like it was just like I didn't get any answers last week. Hey, David, could you put your thumb over the camera there and kind of reset that focus for me?
Again.
There you go. It's just fuzzy. It's fuzzy. It's like everybody's drunk when they're watching you.
I'm due for an upgrade. I'm ready to take the next
step. Take the next step. Get that Logitech or whatever it is. No, but back to Tua. Look, he didn't have to play, so I'm not going to give him a grade last week. I mean, he's just an ungradable player last week because the Miami Dolphins were winning. This is a game that he should score well, so I'm curious to see. Myles Gaskin. Did not like seeing him put the ball on the carpet. Here's my feeling on Gaskin. I've liked him this year. I think the Dolphins are going to replace him next year. So if you're looking at trade value, maybe this is the time to trade him, depending on how your matchups line up in fantasy football playoffs. In a dynasty league, I feel comfortable getting rid of him if you can get good return on that. But anyway, I don't have him graded as a start. We'll see, though. I think he'll tend to get more screen passes. I did like, David, that Miami, because you got your mobile quarterback, they were dialing up screen passes for Gaskin. I liked that quite a bit. That was a concern of mine. I'm less concerned about that, so I think it'll be okay. The receivers, I'm a wait and see. I did pick up Devontae Parker. He ended up going on waivers, so I picked him up and stashed him. He could boom. He could bust the rest of the season. It really depends on Tua. So I'm going to bench him. I'm going to bench Williams. I'm going to bench these other guys because I want to see what Tua looks like against the Cardinals. And I did say Tua should be a start. So somebody should have value. I want to see. Arizona, on the other hand, Kyler Murray, you play him. Kenyon Drake versus Chase Edmonds. And Drake, I don't know what his injury status is going to be. Regardless, I like Edmonds more, even if Drake is 100% healthy. I know he was nicked at the end of the Seattle game. Receiver-wise, you start DeAndre every week. This week, I like Christian Kirk more than I like Larry Fitzgerald. I stay away from everybody else. That's a long lead-in, David. Why don't you take it away?
Did you know?
No, I didn't.
Did you know that the Miami Dolphins are number 1 in points allowed through 8 weeks?
You're kidding me.
Number 1 defense in points allowed. I didn't know it either.
You're talking. You say they give up the fewest points in the league or the most?
That's what I'm saying, Sean. The fewest amount of points per game through 8 weeks allowed. Number 1, Miami Dolphins, 18.6. Number 2 is Baltimore, 18.9.
Wow.
You want to know the craziest part about that? Last year in 2019, they were 32nd. They were the worst. They have gone from the worst defense in points per game allowed to the number 1 defense. Hello, Brian Flores. I believe that's all it takes. One stat on a sheet. I don't care how out of context, how misleading. Brian Flores, you're doing a hell of a job in Miami getting that defense together.
Let me cut in. Yeah, let me cut in real quick about that. And last year, we said earlier in the segment, I don't remember, maybe we were talking about Minnesota or Houston or something. We said, second half teams, people write off the team in the first half. And I said last year, Miami was covering spreads like crazy. This year, people kind of wrote them because they started 0-2 and they're like, oh, Miami Dolphins again. They've been shredding people. And what I love about this Dolphins team, even when they sucked last year, you can see the effort on the field. Like when your team is 0-5 or whatever they started, and it's the fourth quarter and you're losing by 20 or 30 points, and a running back takes a sweep, and you see 7 or 8 Miami Dolphins on the film making a tackle down the field. To me, I'm like, that is a team that cares and is trying to get better, and their coach rewards effort. And so I'm like, this team's going to turn it around. David, I'm shocked that they're the number 1 team in terms of points against. I'm shocked by that. But you say that, I would have guessed they were like 10th or something like that, because I recognize that this team is swarming around the ball. And the last 3 weeks I saw this because I was watching that Rams game because I wanted to see Tua. The last 3 weeks, they've taken 18-point leads against teams. That includes the 49ers. That includes the Los Angeles Rams last week. and I forgot who the third team was. I don't remember, but this is a team that's beating the crap out of people. And you don't think about it, but they're pretty good. So, I mean, give some respect to the Dolphins, but you got to respect the Arizona Cardinals as well, and I know you got some stuff to talk about with them.
Yeah, because I will say the Miami Dolphins points per game is definitely lowered by the 0-point shutout they had against the Jets in Week 6. So
there
that
you go.
is definitely affecting a little
That
bit.
was the third 18-point lead, probably.
But still, they held the Rams to 17. They held the Niners to 17, and we know that was a blowout game. Jacksonville, they held to 13. New England, Week 1, they held to 21. So really, Buffalo and Seattle, those are the only two teams who have performed well against them. Miami is the number 8 defense right now in fantasy.
Wow.
Just in fantasy. So they need to be taken seriously in fantasy as well.
Defensive touchdowns 2 weeks in a row as well. So they're opportunistic and they can return.
I mean, we got to start taking Miami more seriously across the board. And I still believe in Tua. You were not thrilled. Obviously, it's hard for anybody to be thrilled after that game. But I still believe Joe Burrow didn't have a great first game in the NFL. It wasn't exactly through the roof from fantasy perspective. So,
and Miami was blowing the doors off the Rams. It's not like they had to open anything up. Why show anything on film if you don't have to? And I think that was more of that going on.
And I think Tua is still, in my mind at least, he hasn't obviously shown it through one game. He's still a scrambling quarterback. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get those rushing touchdown booms when he is forced to scramble, when he is in games where he's forced to throw the ball a little bit more. So he's still one of my top claims. And I like Myles Gaskin. I'm a little concerned about the wide receivers from a redraft perspective. Devontae Parker and Preston Williams. Gesicki, I never liked Gesicki. So I'm not really thrilled about any of those guys in redraft. On the opposite side, I am thrilled about to get a Chase Edmonds week. I mean, Kenyon Drake, just stay out. Do us all a favor and just stay out for the rest of the year, please.
Chase Edmonds still available in about 1/3 of leagues out there. I checked before the recording, and he was only owned in about 67% of the leagues. People forgot about him on the bye week. Christian Kirk is another guy people are forgetting about on the bye week. He'd been injured so much throughout the season. He gets in. He's been getting touchdowns, guys, so pay attention. Let me hit you the line with this one, though. I think it's a fun matchup. I really do. I think Arizona... people might be thinking, I don't really know what the public would go with this one, honestly. So let me just hit you to the line. Miami, Bovada has at plus 4.5 versus the Cardinals. Who do you got?
Plus 4. Oh, it's tough.
It's
Miami's
a tough one.
Playing inspired, and I've picked every team coming out of the bye. I don't really know which way to go with this. Give me the points. Give me the points.
You're gonna take Miami?
Give me the points. That's the coin flip, I guess. We don't coin flip. The coin flip is the team with the points. It always lands on that side.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a tough one for me because I love the way Arizona's playing football, and I like the way the defense is playing as well. And Vance Joseph, man, he's going to bring the pressure on Miami early and often. Miami's still a little bit one-dimensional offensively. Like the yards per carry efficiency, it's not all Myles Gaskin. I mentioned that I would be comfortable trading him even in a dynasty league because I think he'll be replaced. But this offensive line has to get better running the ball. Tua, I'm not going to give him a grade last week. Like I said, I wasn't enthused, but I'm not disenfranchised by any means either. I'm going to take Arizona because I believe that Vance Joseph will have a nice game plan for him. But I recognize Miami, look, they're playing hard. The defense is really good in Miami. And, we didn't really...
They fall behind. It will be a test, though.
They
fall behind.
Agreed. So there you go. That's why Arizona falls behind. They have the ability to get it done anyway. So I tend to do that. That's the same reason I picked Pittsburgh last week. So I'll go with that logic again.